This man found an explorer's old photo album that reveals what he encountered hidden in the jungle. Long-lost camera reveal uncontacted tribes and strange animals. Humans have always loved to explore, and sometimes they go into the jungle. If they are lucky enough, they might come across uncontacted tribes. Recently, some photographs of such an uncontacted tribe hit the internet, causing a sensation. Not only did the photos contain uncontacted tribes, but it was also full of strange animals, some of which have never been seen before, and many strange objects that proved the sophistication of an ancient civilization. Interestingly, these photos matched those associated with the British explorer named Percy Fawcett, who went on an expedition in the Amazon rainforest with his son early in the 20th century, but never returned. Fawcett went in search of the lost city of Zed. His disappearance has never been solved. Fawcett's camera has been finally found. The incredible images have been used as proof that Fawcett succeeded in his mission. Many of the carvings shown in the photos do not look like anything we have found elsewhere, suggesting it was a very isolated group of people with limited or no contact with the outside world. There is a native tribe with deep-set eyes staring at the camera in such a way that it suggests he is aware that he is being photographed. Hair cover most of his body, making his appearance very remarkable. Other humans are shown in the pictures, but observers say that they could simply be decorations by the tribe. But perhaps more shocking is the structure that looks like a temple built to resemble a modern spaceship. In fact, it has an uncanny resemblance to the iconic Space Shuttle rocket. Are aliens involved? As for Fawcett, several suggestions have been made as to how he came to his end, including passing away of diseases and being finished and eaten by the local tribes. However, he documented coming across strange animals, including snakes measuring 62 feet in length and 12 inches in diameter. While Fawcett's findings have been doubted by some scientists, some of the animals have reported seeing have been eventually discovered. This included the double-nosed Andean tiger hound, an extremely rare breed of dog that turned out to be real. The plant that can finish you or cure you. Many people let the inner kid in them take over in a jungle by exploring the various plants. However, there are particular plants in South America you would want to give a wide berth because it can execute you. Interestingly, the same plant can do this exact opposite given the right circumstances. When the Spanish conquistadors began exploring, or more accurately conquering South America, they encountered something terrifying: poison arrows. According to Mr. Lee, Emeritus Professor of Clinical Pharmacology and Therapeutics at the University of Edinburgh, explorers, returning to Europe in the 16th century, described arrows that paralyzed first, then executed their target. It took around 200 years for European invaders to realize the native peoples were making a paste from a plant known as cura and applying it to their arrows, and even then European explorers weren't able to identify the plant. Until the 1800s, for a while it was just poison, but if it was poison it wouldn't be such an exciting find. Fast forward to the 20th century and an explorer and his neurologist began searching for a cure of neurological condition he developed after a horseback riding accident in the Amazon. Among the secret indigenous peoples revealed to him were various recipes for making Korea poison, which two Canadian anesthesiasts realized could be used for a different purpose. General anesthesia was still being used for invasive surgeries in 1942. Injecting the proper cure, air preparation served as a superlocalized muscle relaxant, altering the ways surgeries were performed. Curare went from poison to lifesaver in 400 years.
Don't believe anything they tell you. Do you really think the Mayans, who lived in huts made out of straw and mud, actually constructed giant and intricate pyramids and buildings like these? They allegedly used rocks and wooden machinery to do this. Does that make any sense to you? But here's what's crazy. In ancient Mayan texts, there are stories of visitors from the stars saying, "The sky gods gave us their wisdom." The Mayans achieved incredible feats over 1,000 years ago. So who were these sky gods? This is where things get scary. In newly translated Mayan tablets, it's said that the Mayans weren't alone in their advancements, but were guided by extraterrestrial beings known as the Sky People. The tablets specifically mention that the Sky People, who had advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering, taught the Mayans how to build their impressive cities and pyramids. However, once the Sky People left, their teachings were hidden, and the true story of the Mayans' rise was concealed to protect this extraordinary knowledge. This explains why the Mayans had such advanced knowledge of the stars and why their architecture still amazes us today.
Have you ever wondered why ancient Sumerian gods are often depicted wearing what looks like watches? They seem to appear in countless carvings and sculptures, dating back to 4500 BC. So, what could these possibly be? The watches are often seen on the wrists of gods like Anu and Enki, and they were not timekeeping devices. They were a form of advanced technology, used for communication and even energy manipulation. Imagine a device so powerful it could control the elements and even alter reality itself. But it gets even stranger. They are also depicted with handbags. These items are not only seen in Sumerian art, but also in art from ancient Egypt, Central America, and Turkey. Some theories suggest these bags are portable repositories of knowledge and that they contained tools or devices used for creating and maintaining the cosmos. These depictions are often connected with the Anunnaki, and they prove that human society was far more advanced in the past than it is in the present day. Our ancestors carved and drew what they saw. It was not a figment of their imagination. They carved animals, plants, and structures that all exist. Yet people seem to think they imagined these watches or handbags. What do you think? Were our ancestors more advanced than we give them credit for?
Why are they hiding this? Look at all these huge buildings in Italy. Do you actually believe normal humans built them? And why are there giant tombs in Italy that nobody speaks about? There's an unbelievable explanation for these huge structures, and it's going to shock you. The island of Sardinia was not just a home to ancient people, it was inhabited by giants. But here's what's crazy. In ancient texts, there are references to huge beings, which says, the giants walked the island and built massive stone towers. This is where things get scary. Hidden reports suggest gigantic human-like bones have been discovered in these tombs. Mainstream archaeology says these bones are the Nuragic people, but some believe they are the remains of an ancient race of giants. These giants are linked to a civilization called the Nuragics, which lived between 1900 and 730 BCE. They built the Nuragis, which are large stone towers, and the amazing giants' tombs. The giants' tombs, or tombe dei giganti, are megalithic graves found all over Sardinia even today. Local legends speak of giants having enormous strength and advanced knowledge. They constructed the Nuragis and other megalithic structures easily. But once these connections were discovered, the true story was buried to protect conventional history.
See if your history teacher can explain this. The structure that was found in 1994, called the Göbekli Tepe, has thrown off archaeology. They've been teaching forever that the Sumerians are the ones that had the first written language. But they found Göbekli Tepe, which is a structure that dates back to 11,600 years ago. At that time, these pillars weighed up to 10 tons each. They have these intricate carvings on them. Göbekli Tepe existed 6,000 years before the Sumerians and 7,000 years before Stonehenge and the pyramids. What they found that was so crazy is that these carvings have these very intricate layouts of the star constellations. And there's the star constellation called Vulture Stone. It depicts the alignment of the stars and the sun. It was a prediction of when the flood was going to happen. Every culture has a flood story. So the flood that the whole world talks about, that happened 5,000 years ago. This pillar is 11,000 years old and predicted the flood to the exact year.